Have you ever noticed that when a woman cheats, she doesn't always look guilty? Some become unusually sweet, some get irritated by everything, and some act like you've hurt them. That's because female guilt doesn't behave the way male guilt does. Men confess to release pressure. Women manage guilt to maintain emotional control. If you've ever felt something was wrong but couldn't explain it, this breakdown will finally make everything click. Today, I'll show you 5 psychological responses women display after cheating, why they happen, what they reveal, and how to separate guilt from genuine emotion. Let's start with the most misleading sign. Sign 1. Overcompensation. When a woman cheats, one of the first psychological responses is overcorrecting. Suddenly, she's more affectionate, more attentive, more romantic than she has been in months. You start thinking, wow, she's finally reconnecting. But here's what's really happening. Her mind is trying to balance the moral books. Psychologists call this moral compensation. If I do something wrong, I must do something right to cancel it out. So she gives you extra hugs, sudden passion, surprise gifts, cute messages, unusual sweetness. But it's not coming from desire. It's coming from guilt she doesn't want to face. You can tell because the timing is suspicious. The affection feels rehearsed. She's present physically, but distant emotionally. The warmth fades once her guilt cools down internally. Real love grows slowly. Guilt love spikes, then crashes. When her affection shows up out of nowhere, don't get hypnotized by the attention. Ask yourself what trigger came before the change. Sign 2. Irritability and sudden anger. The next guilt response is the complete opposite of the first. Instead of being overly loving, she becomes annoyed by everything you do. Your jokes, not funny anymore. Your presence, irritating. Your normal clothes, now unacceptable. And you're standing there confused, thinking, did I miss something? No, you didn't. This is called emotional displacement. She's angry at herself, but she can't face it. So her mind places that anger onto the safest person in her life, you. You'll notice patterns like arguments over tiny issues, mood swings with no explanation, hypersensitivity, blaming you for things that were never a problem before. Here's the hidden psychology. If she can convince herself you're difficult, then she doesn't have to feel guilty for what she did. It's her brain trying to rewrite the story. I didn't betray him. Things weren't good anyway. And the trap is this. Many men respond by apologizing, reassuring, or fixing things. That only reinforces her rewritten narrative. When her irritation seems disconnected from reality, you're not in conflict. You're inside her guilt defense system. Distance yourself emotionally and observe. She isn't looking for resolution. She's trying to reduce her inner tension. Sign 3. Defensive overreaction. Ask an innocent question like, who were you texting? Why didn't you answer last night? What has changed lately? And suddenly, she explodes. Why are you so insecure? Stop interrogating me. You're acting paranoid. This is not normal communication. This is fear-based defensiveness. When someone is carrying a secret, their nervous system becomes hypersensitive. Any question, even gentle curiosity, feels like a threat. You're not triggering her. Her guilt is. You can identify guilt defense by these behaviors. She gives extremely long explanations. She flips the blame onto your insecurity. She avoids direct answers. She uses humor or affection to distract. She gets emotional fast. A woman who has nothing to hide stays grounded. A woman who is hiding something reacts like she's being cornered. Here's the rule. The truth stays calm. Panic leaves. If your calmness brings chaos out of her, you're getting close to the truth, even if she won't admit it. Sign 4. Sudden desire to fix the relationship. This one confuses almost every man. After weeks of distance, coldness, or emotional shutdown, she suddenly wants to repair everything. Let's talk. I don't want to lose you. I've been thinking about us. Maybe we should try counseling. And as a man, you feel relieved. You think she finally woke up. But slow down. This isn't always healing. Sometimes it's self-repair. When a woman cheats, her self-image takes a hit. She doesn't just betray you, she betrays the version of herself she wants to believe she is. So instead of confessing or ending things, she tries to fix the relationship to fix her identity. In her mind, if I make him happy again, maybe I'm not a bad person. You'll notice the signs. The effort is intense but inconsistent. The apologies lack detail. The energy feels rushed. She wants reconciliation but avoids uncomfortable truths. She wants forgiveness without accountability. She tries to rebuild the relationship around the guilt, not through it. Real healing is slow, consistent, and honest. Guilt-driven repair is desperate, emotional, and vague. Ask yourself, is she fixing us or fixing the way she feels about herself? Sign 5. The confession that makes you feel guilty. Sometimes she finally sits you down and admits it. I need to tell you something. I cheated. You expect clarity. You expect answers. Instead, you walk away feeling confused, overwhelmed, and somehow responsible for what she did. That's not a real confession. That's emotional redirection. Many women confess not to help you heal, but to relieve the emotional pressure on themselves. Pay attention to how she frames the story. I was lonely. You were distant. We were drifting apart. I felt unappreciated. Notice what she's doing. She's blending her wrongdoing with your imperfections. That's not accountability. That's image protection. True remorse centers the hurt she caused, takes full ownership, accepts consequences, focuses on your healing guilt manipulation, centers her feelings, shares the blame, seeks emotional reassurance, avoids specifics, wants forgiveness faster than you can process. If her confession leaves you feeling responsible for her betrayal, that wasn't an apology. That was strategy. Real remorse has no defense. If she keeps explaining, she's not healing the wound. She's trying to soften her reflection. When you understand how guilt works, you stop getting blindsided by mixed signals. You stop mistaking sudden affection for love. You stop blaming yourself for her emotional chaos. You stop letting confusion control you. Clarity doesn't make you cold. It makes you calm. And a calm man is impossible to manipulate. If you want deeper breakdowns like this, subscribe to Unmasked Love, where men learn emotional strength, self-respect, and the psychology behind modern relationships. Which of these 5 signs have you seen before? And what did it reveal in your situation? Share your story below. Your experience may help another man see clearly today.